The town hall meeting, held on April 15, 2025, at a local hotel, brought together a diverse group of stakeholders, including civil society organizations, political leaders, media personnel, and citizens, to discuss the implications of the draft constitution. This initiative comes in the wake of the new 2024 draft constitution. Said Matijau is the co-founder and executive director of the Center for Research and Policy Development.
This town hall is not just another event, it is a call to conscience. A moment for us as Gambians to gather with one purpose, to reclaim the constitutional feature of our nation. Our journey to this room began long before today. Between September 2024 and March 2025, CRPD implemented the Education for Democratic Citizenship project with the generous support of the British High Commission. That effort aimed to empower citizens, especially those in underserved regions, with the knowledge and tools to meaningfully participate in democratic process, particularly the constitutional reform.
In 2020, a draft constitution was introduced in Parliament, following extensive nationwide consultations by the Constitution Review Commission. Despite the Gambia government spending $116 million on the process, lawmakers dismissed the 2020 draft constitution. Lawmakers dismissed the 2020 draft constitution during its second reading, leaving many citizens frustrated and concerned about the future of constitutional reform in the country. Fast forward, a new draft was introduced in 2024. However, critics argue that the new draft has not undergone the same level of public consultation and appears to center more to political interests than the needs of the citizens. These sentiments was also echoed by several participants at the town hall meeting, who expressed their desire for a more inclusive and consultative process. The engagement was funded by the West Africa Democracy Solidarity Network, which aims to mobilize pro-democracy actors across the region. Grace Mawusi Ano, representative of WADEMOS, delivered a solidarity statement emphasizing the importance of nurturing democratic governance and stability through constitutional reforms.
We all have a mandate to carry on this journey to democratic stability, not only in Gambia, but across West Africa, by strongly advocating for constitutional reforms and ensuring that these strategies are indeed implemented by our national and regional authorities, as well as engaging the next generation of democratic leaders to continue this fight. Therefore, I would like to entreat all stakeholders, policymakers, international partners, media, civil society organizations, and others present here to collaborate and strive for the realization of the constitutional reform agenda in the Gambia. This is equally important for the upcoming presidential elections.
Since the failure of the 2020 draft, several meetings have been facilitated to see the reintroduction of the draft, but to no avail. Just recently, Dr. Mohamed Ibn Chambers facilitated a meeting between President Adama Barrow and lawyer Usainu Dabo for the UDP and NPP to adopt the 2024 draft constitution. However, the UDP leader, Dabo, insists on reinstating the 2020 draft, while President Barrow supports the 2024 version. Their disagreement has halted the introduction of the 2024 draft constitution at the National Assembly, initially scheduled for March 2025, but was later removed without any explanation as to why. Chairperson of Tango, Yadikonjai Eribu, acknowledged the significance of reigniting discussions around the constitution and expressed hope for an inclusive and participatory process.
That participation must go beyond symbolic gesture. It's not just coming, attending, and ticking the box. It must be meaningful, inclusive, and transparent. It must reflect the voice of the ordinary citizens, especially those who have historically been excluded or unheard. As we reflect on the 2024 draft constitution, we must ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Does this draft reflect the reality and diversity of the Gambian people? Does it guarantee the separation of powers, uphold the rule of law, and ensure checks and balances?
Mariang, Executive Director of Gambia Participate, called for collaboration between Barrow and Dabo, urging them to set aside their political differences for the greater good of the nation. The seat said it's important because the two political parties hold the majority in Parliament, and there are chances that if one group failed to vote for the draft, it will not pass. The town hall meeting concluded with a presentation on the 2024 draft constitution, followed by an interactive dialogue where participants shared their reflections and asked questions, as well as made recommendations. Many attendees voiced their belief that including term limits in the draft is essential for promoting democratic accountability and governance in the Gambia. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.